Hello, mic testing. Hello, mic testing again. Okay, I hope everything is fine. Okay, yeah. Hello, guys. Welcome to day 7 of vibe coding until I reach my, what is that, 5,000 subscribers. Okay, 1 second. Let me just quit a few applications. I keep forgetting to do that. Yeah. Okay. Back to the stream. So yeah, let's continue where we left. Okay, hope you guys remember where we left in the last stream. We were trying to test the restore snapshot functionality, right, of the database. Now let's continue from there. We tested that and it worked as well, the restore snapshot. Let me show you. Okay, so for those who are coming new, we are trying to build Heimdall, project Heimdall. Heimdall is a database backup and restore management application, and I am doing this in order to maintain a database snapshot of my personal databases, but I am planning to eventually push this into the cloud, right, so that anybody can deploy, self-deploy, and use my application. Okay, so that's the whole point of this project. We have been doing a lot so far. This is day 7, right? In 1 week, we have been doing a lot so far. And the last thing we did was, let me go to to-do.md, right? This is the last thing we did. Eduardo Alvarado says hi. Hi, Eduardo Alvarado. Welcome to the stream. Right, so we completed this one, test snapshot restore functionality. Okay, and after that we were trying to implement this feature, which, where is that, the SSC one, right, with the this one. When a backup job is in progress, show some kind of progress like backing up and update it once the backup is complete. So we wanted to see the live update happening in the front end whenever we click on backup or restore. That was the next one we added, but we were testing it when we saw some issues with the live thing not working. So we stopped there in the last stream. So we'll continue that. Okay. I like your project. Oh, thank you. Hi, Edward. Thank you for liking my project. Hope you stay till the end to see how it goes. Okay. You can clone this project from GitHub. I have it pushed into GitHub. It's there in the video description, the project URL. You can take it from there. Okay. Right. So let's go ahead with testing. I think the backend is down. Yeah, the backend is down. So let me start it. We had a Docker Compose setup for the backup, right? And it is up. Let me refresh now. Okay, so the backend is up. You can see it shows the snapshot details. It says there is no snapshot available. Oh, they're all failed for some reason, all the previous snapshots. Okay, so let's do one thing. I think there was a small hiccup with the database and everything got corrupted. So I'll delete this old one, okay, and keep only this one. Yeah, so the new one has one successful snapshot. It was taken at 4:18 a.m. Fine. So the thing we were testing is when I click on force snapshot now, it should show backing up as a progress, and it should automatically update the progress whenever it is done, like snapshot taken. It should show something like that. Okay, so let me click on that. So you can see, let me separate views. You can see it shows triggering snapshot, please wait, but there is nothing happening after that, which is bad. Okay, see, it says pending. It's not supposed to happen. Oh, I think it's because of the IP address change. Right, let me check the logs. Docker compose. I think it will get a connection refused, right? I don't see anything here. It completed. Let me. Okay, there is a referential integrity warning. Oh, I understand why this happened. Okay, let me refresh this for now. Okay, yeah, it failed. So I was actually using my laptop to run the database first, and then I connected to Docker Compose. So there is some confusion happening between the both. So what I'll do is I'll stop the Docker Compose and run it only from my laptop. Okay. Eduardo says you are very smart, man. Keep it going. See you later. Hey, thank you, Eduardo. See you, man. Okay, so I'll just restart the local application. Oh, it failed. Let me stop the compose down. So since the Docker Compose was already running, it says port 88 was already in use. So I'll stop that and start my local instance. Okay. Gradle boot run will start the instance on my laptop itself, so there will be no issues there. Fine, and completed initialization. The app is up. Let me go back to the front end and refresh it. Okay, it says no snapshot available. Let me check that once again. Yeah, here you have all the previous snapshots that were taken as part of the local database. Okay, now I will force snapshot again. Let me open developer console so that I see what is happening. Force snapshot. Oh, it says backup completed. Nice. So it immediately updated. Let it update the table as well. So it says 11:37 a.m. Yeah, which is the current time, right? 11:38 a.m. So the snapshot was successful, and it even immediately showed the status here, which is what I implemented, right? So it is working correctly. Let's try with the revert operation as well. Okay, so if I revert now, okay. Restore completed successfully. So before this feature, if you guys remember, I had to refresh the page every time to see whether the backup and the restore happened properly. Okay, so this is working fine. Let's also see if SSE is working properly. Okay, so I will duplicate this tab and open them side to side. Okay, fine. So now when I click take snapshot on the left side, it should also take snapshot on the right side and update this table as well. Okay, let me try take snapshot. Yes, so you see it's happening on both sides, and it updated. I didn't update the table. Oh, it does. It wouldn't update the table because oh, it did update the table, but it took some time. Which is weird. It shouldn't. Let's try that again. Force snapshot. Something is going on. It's not supposed to take so much time with the triggering snapshot. Please wait. Let's see what's happening on the primary database. Oh, where is that? Here. So this is the database that I'm trying to snapshot. I'm checking if there is anything happening here. Nothing is there. Unrecognized configuration. We don't care about those. Okay. Let me refresh and see again. 11:38:58 is the last snapshot that was taken. Nothing happened after that. What's the time now? 11:40, right? Let me try again. Force. Oh yeah, backup completed. 11:40 here also. Okay, so it is updating. I think there was some hiccup in between. So you can see both places on the left and right. It's saying 11:40. Okay, so they are not two different instances. It is the same localhost 5173. I'm connected to the same front end and back end. I'm just checking if SSE is working properly, right? So SSE is server sent events. The server is streaming events from the backend to the front end. Okay, so usually what happens, we call from front end to backend, but in this case we are calling from backend to front end to say that some update happened, some event happened on the backend. Okay, fine. So we'll mark that as done. Let me, when a backup job is in progress, right? This whole thing, this feature is done. Let me add all of it, stage all of it, and commit it. Okay, commit. I'll push it as well so that you guys can check it out directly now itself. Okay, so with that, some of the major items are done. In the snapshot history, okay, this is something major I want to add, and add edit option. Okay, so this is also something I want to add immediately, right? Because whenever, if at all my IP changes, so I have this database here, right? It says target testdb on localhost 5432. If I want to change the IP or the port or anything else, there is no way I can change it. I have to delete it and redo it again, which I don't want. Okay, so I'll implement this feature where we add an option to change, update the IP, username, password, and all of the configuration parameters. Okay, so I'll open Gemini and I will paste it. Send it. Okay, let it do its work. Meanwhile, let me quickly go through the remaining to-dos to see what else are there. Make the Docker build or compose, use the host machine's Gradle cache. Okay, that is fine. Actually, meanwhile, I wanted to write one more thing. So if you see here in the Project Explorer, I have a Docker test environment, right? This one, Docker file test DB. So this is what creates the test database for me in PostgreSQL. I don't have a Docker compose file here, so every time I have to manually write Docker build and Docker run. So initially what I'm going to do is, instead what I'm going to do is I'll just put a Docker compose file there so that it will auto build and bring up the environment. Okay, same like how I have a Docker compose file for the entire application. Where is that? See, right over here. This is in the base. I also want one more for the test DB. Okay. Satya says, good work, Jas. You haven't changed in years. You have been doing great. Keep doing. Thank you, Satya. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Okay, so yeah, let's first check the implementation plan. I know I'm doing multiple things at the same time. Hope you guys can follow. If you can't, just let me know. Okay, I'll stop and explain in detail. Database edit functionality. This plan details how we will add the ability to edit an existing target database configuration, allowing users to update connection details like host IP, credentials, and cron schedules. Propose changes on the backend. Add a new controller called as target database controller. Okay. Then add the put endpoint, fetch existing DB by ID, and update fields. Good. Okay. If the incoming request includes a non-empty password, update it. Otherwise, keep the existing password. Right. So the DB connection password, right? If you shouldn't expose it back to the front end. So it's just making sure that only if it is changing, update it. Otherwise, just keep the existing password as it is. See, it even says here, since passwords are not sent to the front end for security. Call repository.save and then save it. In front end, create a new page component based on add database and leave the password field empty. Handle test connection, handle submit. Okay. Add a new route for edit database component and add an edit button in the dashboard panel. Okay. So verification, I'll test that manually. So let's click proceed. I don't have any changes to the implementation plan. Okay. And manual verification, click the edit button, verify the form is populated, update the cron schedule, and update the host name, username, and click test connection. Okay, save the configuration and verify the data dashboard reflects the changes. So it's just a basic testing, right? Basic verification to make sure that whatever we are updating gets updated on the backend. Okay. Sample first says security is not there. You have to validate who can update and make the /put call. Right, that is correct, Satya. So I haven't made this I mean, there is no RBAC here. There is no rollback role-based access control in this application yet. Everything is open. So if you just go to the home page, you just directly get the dashboard. There is no login, no admin panel, nothing like that, right? So security is not yet implemented. Once I implement that, you are right. We'll have to mention who owns a database entity and who can update it and things like that, right? So we'll come to that point. Actually, I will write that to do so that that's a big chunk I didn't implement yet. Okay. Add RBAC role based. Okay. Fine. And we'll use OAuth for that. Use OAuth based. Okay, we'll use Google sign-in. What is this? Yeah, add different roles like admin, editor, viewer. Yes, I'll accept that suggestion and submit it. Okay. I don't know what this accept is for. Okay, I'll reject it. Oops. Oh, okay. I don't know. I'll just accept it. Yeah, okay. Fine. So yeah, Gemini, what is this called? Anti-gravity is little confusing. Bear with me. And one more thing I wanted to add, I just had in mind, but I forgot. Yeah, I'll eventually remember it. I'll come back to that. Okay. So let's see what happened. Did it implement the changes? I have successfully added the ability to edit, backend architecture, smart password handling, automatic rescheduling. Right, in the rescheduling, the scheduling I wanted to add it to do. Saying, so currently the scheduling is like this in cron expression. I want it to be more user friendly, saying like daily, weekly, something like that, right? So that people don't need to learn cron expressions, no? Okay, so implement user friendly frequency picker. Okay, so these are two use like things like use every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes, every hour, every day, every week. Okay, custom, whatever it is. Yeah, so custom will become the cron expression. Fine. So to do more to dos. Okay. Okay. Now let's test our application. I'll close these. I'll close everything else, close others, and I will accept the changes that anti-gravity suggested. Okay. Let me quickly test. Oh no, first let me see if the code is correct, then I'll test it. I'm only worried about the Java code. Okay. Option Z. Okay, it created a new put mapping endpoint with update database and it sets all these details. If password is not null and password is not empty, it sets the password. Cron schedule. It updates everything and it checks response with the updated entity to the post endpoint. Is it post or put? Put endpoint. Should we use put or patch? Put, right? Yeah. So the difference between put and patch, this is a question that often comes up, right? Put is to update the entire row. So if you have an entity and there are 6 or 7 rows in it, you have to provide all the details in it. So let's say the name, if you don't provide in a put call, it will just become null or empty, right? So you don't want to do that for updating just one row. So if you want to update just updating one column, so if you want to just update, let's say, the host name, then you have to make a patch call, not a put call. Okay, that's the main difference between put and patch. So remember, if you want to update all the columns in an entity, then you make the put call. Okay, so here since we are simply replacing the old values as it is in the existing row, we are making a put call, and then even if name changed or not, we are just resetting the name into the same thing. Similarly, resetting the engine details, host, everything like that. Okay, so all the columns get updated with the old values again. Fine. So this change looks fine to me. Front-end changes I'm not very much worried about because we will see it in action anyway. Okay. So I'll restart the backend because it doesn't have hot module replacement. I didn't enable it. Okay, so it is restarting. Okay, started backend application. Let's go back to the front end, refresh. Right, so yeah, we have the edit button here in the front end now. Okay, let me edit, and you can see all these fields are appearing as expected. Leave blank to keep current. The small UX thing where this is not aligning, it's not in a straight line. I don't mind very much. Okay, cron schedule and test connection. Let's test connection. Scrum based routing password is an empty. So I don't know what to do here. So since we didn't provide a password here, it just assumed that we gave an empty password when we tried to click test connection, which is the expected way, I guess, because the user is supposed to provide the password here every time they have to test connection, right? See, now the connection is successful. So I'll just leave it there, and yeah, that's it. I will save and update schedule. Okay. View snapshot should work as it was, and add database should also work as it used to be. Okay. Satya says wait. Yes, go ahead, Satya. Oh, there is no back button in configure database, so I'll add that as a to do meanwhile. Add a back button to the in the okay. Why should we give password? The password is in backend anyway, then test connection happening on backend should work, right? But it's trying to test connection using the password that we are giving in the edit page. I mean, that is how it is doing. Okay, now you might ask why not trigger the backend with the old password and do things, but now you are not consistent, right, with what you have. For example, you might have changed username and it might be testing with the old password, right? So somebody might simply randomly test whether this user has the same password or not as it is in the DB, right? I mean, that is some kind of attack, I guess, but that is what my gut feeling is saying, not to use the password on the DB. That's like a leakage, right? If I give here my name, for example, and then the password on the DB works when I click test connection, then it means that my password and whatever is on the DB same, right? I mean, that is one logic I have, but yeah, you are free to give your idea on it. Okay, while you update that, let me add this to do. Okay. If the UI says leave blank to keep current, why am I forced to update or test? Oh, you're not forced to update. You can still change just one thing. Let's say I just change the pgdb test and I can update it. I need not test connection. I can simply update it. It just changes the name. Okay, so you're not forced to update for test connection. Is that what you mean? Why am I forced? You are saying, okay, if I... Hey, what happened here? Yeah. The UI says leave blank to keep current. Why am I forced to update for test connection? Yeah, good question. But the only thing now I'm thinking is I should also make sure that they didn't change the username. Then it's a UX thing. They don't know that They change the username and now they have to change the password also, right? Is what my guess is. Or if they start entering the username, then it should automatically update the password field saying, hmm, because if you see any client, right, let's say I open PG admin, how does that work? If I say password here, properties, okay, connection, and it's a password. In the edit mode, the password field is enabled only if save password is set. Okay, save password is set to true. Now let's say I change this test user to test users. And how do I test the connection here? There's no test connection. Okay, let me save. Apply changes. You need to disconnect and reconnect. Okay. Let me disconnect. Did it disconnect already? I don't see the disconnect button. Should I disconnect from here? Yeah, disconnect from server. Reconnect. Yeah, it failed here at this point. So it kept the same password, but it failed when it tried to connect. I don't know if this will be a problem, like what is a usability problem. Okay, but fine. I mean, we will go with the same behavior, right, as PG admin itself does, because they're pretty broad than what I am doing here, right? So correct. So I will do one thing. I'll change here. I mean, I'll commit this, whatever this is, and add that as a new feature. Where is it? Okay. So I'll say here, test connection. Okay, is that a button? Yeah, test connection. Okay, so I said in the edit connection page, the test connection button in the front end should work without the user having to re-enter the password. Okay, the okay, the password in the database should be reused in the test connection function. Okay, fine. Let me send this. I think it will just edit the service layer for test connection, and then if the password provided is empty, it will just check fetch from the database and see if there is a password already, right? Let's see if that is what it does. There are many viewers in the chat. Hi guys, how many of you are new here? I think many of you guys are viewing the stream for the first time. How is it going? Is it fast? Is it slow? What else would you like to see? Right, so let me see the database controller. Oh, they're doing it in the controller layer. Okay, I mean, this is not strictly good coding practice, right? You shouldn't write all this logic in the controller layer, but I'm just going to forgive Gemini, I guess, because I don't have enough time to make this neat now. What is it doing? Set password existing. Yeah, it's just getting the existing password and using that for the test connection. I would like to see a little zoomed out version of this. Oh, yeah, I just zoomed it out. I think in the horizontal view, whoever is seeing in full screen, it is not very good, right? Yeah, even I can't see it very nicely. So I'm having it zoomed in because the vertical viewers can't see the code very clearly. Fine, so whenever you guys want to zoom in, zoom out, let me know. Okay, fine. I will commit this and I'll add a to do to optimize the code, or like write it in good way. Currently, okay, so what I'm saying is currently most of the business logic is written in the controllers, right? All of the controllers, what our controller Gemini wrote so far. So I want to move all of them to the service layer, right? I mean, it still works in the controller layer, but that is not where you should be keeping all of your business logic. Eventually, when we try to maintain the application, we will have issues, a lot of issues when the code is in the controller layer. Okay, so I have written a to do to eventually move all of it to the service layer. Okay, so we will do that in the end when we don't have any other work to do. Okay, so for now, I will commit whatever changes are done, generate, commit message. Okay, commit this, and this is updated to do. Add one more condition to follow solid. Okay, I'll add that as well. So solid as in, I mean, single responsibility, outside, inside, something, right? So the usual good coding practices, one of the good coding practices. So Satya suggests to, what do you say, push the Gemini towards using solid principle. So we'll do that, follow solid principle. Okay, fine. We'll come back to that also later. Okay. I've successfully added the edit functionality. Okay, this is fine. Let us test whatever we did now. Okay, so if I stop this, rerun. Satya is writing it here. Solid, single responsibility, O, open closed, L, LISCO substitution principle, I, interface segregation, and D is what? Dependency inversion. Right. Okay, so you guys can see it in the chat. Satya has mentioned it. If you guys are in the vertical view, you might not see the chat that I'm talking about. Just switch to the horizontal view, you'll see there is more detailed work going there. Okay, thank you, Satya. File is logged. Who logged it? Let me restart it. Okay, backend application is running. Let me go back here. Heimdall. Okay, so now if I edit connection and I am not changing the password, right? And if I click test connection, it should pass. Okay, connection successful. Heimdall can see the database. Good. Okay, now let's go back with our flow. What is next? Okay, so add support for MongoDB is going to be a big work, so I'll do that later. Let's refine the application, the current state, right? Just with PostgreSQL, let's make sure everything works fine, and then we'll move to the next database. Okay. Yeah, this is something I wanted. So in the snapshot history in the front end, also add a button to show the detailed log of why a snapshot failed or got skipped. Okay. I will also add one thing. Even okay, so in the snapshot history, right? If something fails, I don't have any failed entry, I guess, for now. Yeah, everything is a success. Now this one failed, right? So this failed entry, I don't know why it failed. Right? There is nowhere this is recorded. This failed like on 5th, today's 10th. Okay, so we should always maintain that state. so that in future the DB admin can see it, right? That is why I added this to do. We will implement it now. Okay, so I'll copy it and send it to Gemini. I will commit this meanwhile. Okay. So Satya says when RBAC is implemented, I should get an email with the log of why a backup job is failed. Yeah, there are email alerts. We didn't add any kind of email alert. It should also be implemented. Okay, and I also wanted to implement S3 and all, right? There is this Minio with which you can implement S3. Eventually, when we deploy this application into the cloud as a SaaS and expose it to the world, there should be the storage should be persisted in S3 or some other nice place instead of simply using a local storage, right? Okay, so I'll just copy paste that. Minio is gone. Use Seaweed. Seaweed and one more was there, right? Rust. RustFS. Seaweed. Seaweed was the best one. We compared three S3 alternatives, the open source one. If Seaweed is the one, then okay. Okay. Okay, so when RBAC is implemented, I mean, I just copy pasted whatever Satya mentioned. When RBAC is implemented, I should get an email with the log of why a job fail, backup job fail. Okay, so when this, what do you say, is added, I don't know why this is trying to cancel my changes. Okay, so when this gets added, it is implicit that each database entry should have their own admins and stuff like that, right? Owners or watchers, stuff like that. So that also need to be added. So I'll add that as another feature, and that should happen first before the email notification. Each database okay, so each database entry in the system should have its own watcher or admin set of users that are stakeholders for that entry, right? Because let's say there is only one person admin for the entire company and he's maintaining backups for the entire company, but still it is possible that QAs need to know about only the QADB, developers need to know only about the developer DB. So we need to have kind of a watcher set for people who are interested in that DB, right? If people get mails for every DB in the system, that is not the correct thing. Okay, to others on the stream, we both work together, not just at work but with personal projects too. Yeah, so me and Satya work together in our office as well as in personal projects together, so that is why we are collaborating here. Okay, fine, let me update to do and let's see the implementation plan for snapshot logs. So this plan details how we will capture and display detailed logs for snapshot, successful, failed, and skipped. Proposed changes. We are adding making a database change, right, in the DB migration. We are adding a new column called log output, which is text, and we will add a log output field with the column definition text. I'm currently using H2DB. I still don't know if it will accept text type of column. If it accepts, good. Otherwise, we'll just switch to PostgreSQL even for our application. Okay. Backend logic changes. Update execute backup to return a string containing the log output of the backup. Okay. Okay. Yeah. In the execute backup, they are just redirecting the process builder, right? Process builder just runs an application on the system, on the kernel. Or sorry, on the operating system. So that output, whatever is there, will be coming to Java now and it will be stored. Capture the return log, and if an exception is thrown, save it, and that's it. Add a new endpoint to get the log, and this prevents bloating the standard list API. Good. So whatever this list we have here, right? In this, when they are trying to fetch this data, the logs also won't come. You have to again click on a button like view log or something to see the log for that entry, because logs are very huge, right? We don't want to bloat the API response with that stuff. Front-end changes, add a view log button to the actions column. Good. And create a model or expandable section. Yeah, so we'll create a model for that. Verification plan, there is a automated test and manual verification, trigger a 4 snapshot from the UI. This one I will test, right? We just have to trigger a snapshot job and then fetch the log and see. Okay, so I'll proceed with the plan. Plan is being implemented. May read chat meanwhile. CVDFS is best, so we'll go with that. Make it multi-tenant. I don't know if I'll go there. I'll think about it, because I'm currently thinking of just giving this as a SaaS application to the entire world. Somebody can just log in and do their things. But yeah, if companies are going to use it, we'll have to use an organization or a group kind of thing and add people into it. But that is a moonshot to do. I'll just add it here. Also, we both have never written multi-tenant applications, so that will be a new thing to add. Okay, updated to do. Let me stop the DB. So stop the backend server. I stop the backend server because backend changes are coming in. If this row adding, right, or what is a column adding update fails, then we will know that we have to change our database. So sorry, what did I hit? Nothing. Okay. So instead of using our H2 in memory DB, we'll have to move to PostgreSQL. So that is the only big change that I'm expecting for now. Okay. I'm just closing unwanted pages. Okay. So it shows the live progress of these tasks in ChatGPT. It shows it in the chat itself. Yeah, here there is nothing like that. It just has a task kind of pane, and it just completed everything. So all tasks are done, but chat is still not done. Yeah, chat is done now, right? Complete, accept all. Let's go and see what changes it made in the backend. Sorry, source control, snapshot controller. It added a new endpoint for log. This is okay, basic change. Snapshot. This is the entity for the snapshot table, right? In the snapshot table, we are now going to store log output as well. Okay, so that is one major change for which we wrote the SQL also in migration. And in here, this execute backup function used to, what is happening? Okay, execute backup function used to return void. It just executes the function item and just sees the status code. So I can open the implementation, right? So it used to just see the status code, right? Exit code. But now we are also seeing the output. That is why the return type changed from void to string. Okay, so everything else is same. The logic is same, but here they are taking the output here, the std out, the standard output of the application, and then storing it into a string builder or a string, and then returning to the database, to store in the database. Okay, that is good. And what is happening in backup job? Oh, this is for backup. Okay. So where did we see now? Oh, confusing. This is for execute backup, and this is for, okay. This is the what is this? Superclass, the backup job one, where we just store that to the database, to our database, whatever log output can. Okay, the Postgres implementation has the logic only for Postgres. Whatever it does is taken and stored into the our database. Okay, so everything looks fine. Now let's see what is going to happen with boot run. Please work. Oh, it worked. So there is text column in H2 as well. Okay, so let's refresh. Okay, so there is a view log button. So if I see for existing database, there will be no logs. Okay, so snapshot log, no log. Now I will force a snapshot and let's see what happens to that. Okay, 1216 is now, and let's see view log. Oh, it still says no log output available. Then I should try to make a failure. Let's see if at least failure comes. I'll stop my DB. Okay, database system is shut down. I'll go back here and I'll force a snapshot now, and it failed. Okay, let's see the log. Failure log is being captured, right? Let me zoom in a bit. Failure log is captured properly, saying localhost port 5432 connection refused because I just stopped the database, but the successful log is not captured. Maybe success doesn't generate any output, is it? Let me start it again. Shouldn't the log output column be added via flyway? It is being added via flyway. The migration which we saw, right? This one, v2 add logs, right? This is inside flyway only. So DB migration is for flyway. Okay, for others who are not aware. And next one, you asked only failures to log. No, I asked both to log. So the implementation plan itself mentioned that anything should be logged. But let's just check once again. So in Postgres provider, right? See if exit code is not equal to 0, error output. Okay. Let me wrap lines. See, regardless of exit code equal to 0 or not, in here it is actually collecting, right? So actually, I think there is no log in case of a successful message. So if you see, I tried it once. PG dump is there, right? I tried to run it locally on my laptop. Let me see if that is there. Control R, PG. Dump. Okay. I don't know, something is happening. Let me try that again. PG dump. Yeah, I don't have it. Okay. Okay. So if I try to run, essentially, I tried it once in one of my previous streams. If I remember correctly, if I run this command, it doesn't output anything. It just is an empty output. It just goes to the next line. It doesn't say output backup successful or anything like that. So I think that is what is happening. In case of success, it just doesn't show anything. But it doesn't mean that we are going to remove this view log button. We will keep it for other databases. Maybe other databases, their backup jobs might return an output in the std out, right? So in that case, we will just use that. In this case, code should have a all success. Code is success. So exit code becomes 0. That is correct. But there will be no output to save. It will just be an empty output. That's why this successful one just says no log output available. Okay. Okay. So here also see our code is also successful. Status code is successful, but there is no log, unfortunately. I think that's how Postgres want to handle it. Fine. So I will commit this. The view should show no errors. View log should show no errors. Backup successful. No. If you want to see that, that is there here already in the status, right? So that is fine. The view log should actually show true to what the log is. There is no log. That is what it's saying. No log output available because it didn't generate anything. Let's say it is successful, but still it said a warning or some info like let's say backup took too long than expected. Backup completed in 50 minutes or something like that. Maybe it shows. In that case, it will print this. But for a simple backup, it didn't show anything. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So that is that. I think we are at a logical pause now. We will come back later. The stream has been running for almost an hour now. Okay. So I know many of you guys might have a lot of questions what we did, most of the things. You can watch it over again, ask in the chat or in the next session. Again today evening we'll have another session in Indian time, 8 p.m. IST. Okay, so you guys can come up with your questions. I will push this code. See, I'll sync it. You guys can pull it from, clone it from the GitHub repo. It's there in the video description. Okay, if you guys are watching this stream at a later point in time, feel free to put a comment in the video asking questions if you have any, and I will respond to that as well. Okay, so see you guys, I guess, in the next stream. Thank you for joining and watching. Hope you guys subscribe for to reach our challenge, right? By coding till I reach 5,000 subscribers. So see you guys at the 5,000 mark. Okay, thank you. Bye.